Hello, welcome to Found in Art. We are on March night one, and I am so glad we're here. You'll notice this is completely pre-recorded. I am not having live classes this month. I am on a very long vacation, but I wanted to make sure you guys still got something awesome. So you'll notice that this week, next week, and the next week, all three in March are I'm filming them back to back. Because of that, we're just gonna do like some light stretches every time and it's gonna be super awesome. And I have some really great things planned out. So let's get started with some light stretching. And I'm actually gonna just do it in our chair, like some head to chest, shoulder to shoulder. So let's go. So let's just do that. Ready? Okay. You may have some tension riding up in your neck, and that's okay. We are just gonna stretch it all out. Oh, I feel like sometimes when we are constantly hunched over, we are constantly figuring out like reading or on our phones, we're never just sitting up straight or like moving very much. It can make it so that our like muscles get really tight. Obviously, you know that. And I like to just get that stretched out before I start drawing. So I'm gonna sit on my hands to kind of anchor my arm down. And I am just stretching my neck out. On this side, getting a full stretch with my arm under me. Out front. Let's do some wiggly fingers. Okay. Oh, all right. Now let's sit for our meditation. I think all the meditations this month are going to be pretty short and just to find some grounding and calming space. I'm kind of experimenting with having some shorter lessons because I think maybe when we're extending these to an hour and a half, it makes it really hard for us to find the time to sit down and watch the replays or watch them live at night because we're just so tired and we have so much going on. So I'm hoping that by cutting these down to like 45 minutes or less, like 30 to 45 minutes, it really gives us more time in our lives to like enjoy the relaxation that we're having here and not causing more chaos. So let's start breathing really nicely. So deep breath in and out, in and out. One more in and out. Going to drop into our room space. We're just gonna like check the temperature. No, we're gonna see if we're feeling all right. We're gonna see if we're feeling healthy. If we're feeling like things are off. I want you to really look inside of you. Deep breath in and out. I'm gonna put my thumbs on my collarbone, my fingers interlocked. As I'm breathing on this next breath, I'm just gonna slowly pull my hands down. Breath in and out. In and out. And do that again. Take breath in and out. In and out. I want you to think of a clear spring day. I want you to imagine flowers blooming around you, a gentle breeze that keeps bugs away, sunshine warming up your skin. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Mm. Just finding a happy place that we want to be in right now. Okay. When you're ready, open your eyes back up and be present in this space with me. We're going to work with watercolors, paper, and like a thin black marker, like for some line art today. A pencil will also work if you don't have a black marker. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, get my stuff set up, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I am going to wet down my paints today, maybe, and do my best to not get my paper wet, which I definitely did a little bit. I'm pretty excited for today's art. It's something I have been like loving for a while. And we're going to do just a bunch of colors in the background. And then we are going to do some line over top of it. So you may need a hair dryer today. And if we do that, I will be pausing the video while I do it so that you don't have to listen to it. So to get started, you're going to want to kind of decide what your color palette's going to be. I am going to do kind of an ombre of like cool tones to warm tones. So I will be using all of the rainbow colors. You do not have to do that. We're only going to be putting color on the bottom 2/3 of our page. Well, bottom 3/4. 3/4 is probably right. 2/3, 3/4, doesn't matter. Pretty close. Let me show you really quick what we're going to do to get started. I'm going to take some blue. All of the art that I've seen like this that I love has been done digitally. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it turns out with like real paint. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put another little smattering of blue. Ooh, that was a little too dark. Over here. I am not going all the way to the edge of my paper because I don't want it to be too wet or like start to curl. No, I'm just turning up my brightness a little bit. Add some of this. We're going to be working in layers today. And while you're doing this, I want you to just try to kind of focus on nothingness, just let your life flow, let everything feel really calm, let your brain just really relax and like melt into this painting, okay? So if you started with blue, I'm gonna do purple next. And I'm gonna push it right up to the edge, like right over top of the edge of some of these. And I want my edges to be kind of jagged because that's just the look I like of it. Make sure you're rinsing your brush in between every color. I'm just noticing I don't have my towel that I used to wipe off my colors. I got it now though, no worries. Okay. Next color I'm gonna do is green, and I'm gonna try to be very careful to not let my green overlap my purple because those will get kind of muddy together. But I do want it to be super close and overlapping my blue. Again, while we're painting, we are breathing. We are making sure we are present in our own minds, but not in a way that we're overthinking things. I want you to just be in a complete flow state while you're putting these colors down. Allow your brains to relax, just kind of chill and vibe. If you need to play some gentle music in the background, I definitely encourage that. Maybe one more green up here. And I'm going to go in with another blue, like a turquoise-ish, to just kind of fill in some of these gaps that wouldn't make sense to be another color. My colors were pretty wet right here, so they are mushing a little teensy bit. And now that it's done that, I just have to let that happen because I can't undo that. When it all dries, I can go back in later and kind of clean up the edges. But I'm not going to mess with it right now. All right. I'm going to use a magenta-y color next. That's appearing a lot more dark purple than I had intended, in case you're wondering. I am just doing this right into my sketchbook. I think it's still too wet right there, but I do want this color there, so I'm just gonna have to wait. While we're kind of waiting for this stuff to dry, I'm gonna add pinks. Excuse me. I'm going to put pinks and reds right here, but while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm actually gonna do yellows and oranges on this side. So I'm gonna start with yellow. Oops, I accidentally went all the way to the edge over here. I forgot I wasn't doing that. Okay, I'm gonna add in some oranges. This is pretty wet though, so I'm gonna hit this really quick with a blow dryer. I'm gonna mute this momentarily so you don't have to hear it. Okay, so I have dried that and now I'm gonna go in with some orange. Right here. I'm gonna overlap a little bit. And a couple more oranges, and then I'm gonna go in with like another color of yellow because I think that'd be pretty. This next one is much more gold than I have before, this other one. Mhm. My shapes got a little too uniform over here, so I'm trying to go in and fudge them up a little bit and mess things up, make it more abstract and more flowy and not so square. I'm gonna let that one dry a little bit. And I'm gonna put another one of these here to kind of fill some big space. And then I'm gonna add some pinks over here. Now I'm gonna be real honest, I don't have a ton of pink on my palette. I have way more blues and greens and purples. Pink isn't a color I work with a lot. Do you see on this one you can still see behind? Like you can still see the color that was there before. That's definitely what I'm going for here. Going in with another pink. I don't know if this pink matches my vibes though. Trying to make them splotchy again. I keep forgetting that I'm doing splotchies. See if I have a brighter pink. There we go. That's a nice bright pink. I think I'm going to hit it with blow dryer again because this is super wet up here. Gonna mute myself. Okay. Let's do some red now. Just kind of splattering these around. Yeah, one more down here. Okay, I'm going to go in and add some more orange. Would love to have like a super bright orange, but I don't have one in this palette that I'm using today. I'm gonna darken this one up a little bit right here. And then I'm gonna do a couple things next. This side obviously has to dry, but I'm gonna go in right here where I kind of messed up the green before. I'm gonna try to correct that. I'm actually gonna go in with additional green color. Kind of add some more dimension. Oh, nope, not, it's too dark. It's like a brown green. I don't like that one. Just this one. Kind of just bring in some brightness. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I just needed a little bit more oomph, you know? just brightening up some of these. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add just a couple splatters of colors we really like. So I really liked this bright pink. And I'm just going to add a couple like splatters. Whoa, that was way more than I intended. Up to the top. Okay. I'm also going to do that with a blue. This blue. Hope this was the right choice. Okay, I don't love how thick those are. So I am going to take my towel that I use to wipe my brush off with. And on the dry side, I'm just gonna push it down. I'm not wiping, I'm just setting to lighten those up a little bit. See? And now I'm gonna hit it with a hair dryer again. All right, so muting. Okay, and I am back. And now we are, oh my gosh, that didn't mute, did it? That's okay. Um, Next we are going to do some line art. So you could use a Sharpie if you want. I'm actually just going to use a pencil for now, and I'm going to show you what the plan is. So you're going to pick a couple spots where you want flowers. I want a flower here. I want a flower up here. I want a flower down here, over here. And then I'll probably add some little ones in, but these are going to be my big ones. So starting here, you're going to just kind of have a kind of work in a circle. So you have your dot that you started. And I'm going to draw like a weird lop shape on it. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to just draw petals around the edges like this. Some will be thin, some will be thick. And I'm doing this in pencil first because I'm not always super confident in my drawing skills. And while it will be nearly impossible to erase on here, I just feel more confident sometimes if I do it in pencil. So this is my last row of these, and I'm making the edges wavy. One more here. Okay, so there's that flower. And then I'm going to draw a stem straight down. And have it go out like this, have some petals. If you've done our flower classes before, you'll basically know how to draw a petal. It's pretty great, pretty easy. And then up here, I'm going to have a flower. And this is actually going to be my base point, and I'm going to have like a triangle thing here. And this flower is going to be shaped this direction. Just forewarning, I'm pretty bad at drawing the shape of flower, but I'm doing it anyways because I mean, what we got to learn, right? We got to try our best. All right. Hey, that wasn't so bad this time. And then this is where the stem will come down from. Um, Petals are like teardrops, sort of, if you want them to be. They don't have to be. Draw a little bud right here, a little one down here. All right, I'm going to draw a tiny flower up here. I'm going to do my flower here. This is going to be kind of a bigger one. And again, I just started with a center point, which I actually moved to here. And I'm just kind of going around it. And you can also, if you're like, Emily, these flowers are terrible, I don't want to draw these at all. You don't have to. You can just draw like your bloop, 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 like your circle flowers. Okay. I think off of this one, I'm going to have like another little flower here. Okay. I'm going to do another one here. Here's my other big one. Okay. This one's going to be a lot like this one, okay? The great thing about these is it doesn't really matter what your flower looks like. Oh, my pencil's almost dead. My pencil. Because people are going to understand. I mean, no one's going to see this because remember, it's in our sketchbook where we're just kind of chilling and vibing. Um, but like you understand it's a flower because you're drawing a stem and you're just a unique little flower. Nothing has to be crazy with it. Okay, we're going to draw one more smaller one over here. Maybe I'll add some petals, like a second row of petals. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some straight lines in here. And I'm actually just going to add hearts as leaves. Like that. And if you want, you could add some more petals, some more leaves. You could add some more flowers off of the other stems if you wanted. Have one right here. If you use pencil like I did and you want to go back in and take a marker to all of it and get some clean lines, you absolutely can. So let's kind of zone out while we do that. How's that sound? I think this is what I want to use. I'm just going to trace everything with my marker. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Again, I'm just tracing over the lines I've already drawn. Before you use marker on here, you should probably make sure your paint is super dry because otherwise you will ruin your marker. And don't forget to breathe while you're making art. I think sometimes we hold our breath when we're doing fun things, and that kind of defeats the purpose of relaxing if you're constantly holding your breath. And we are absolutely relaxing today. If you're finding yourself like really behind from what I'm doing, don't feel bad. Just pause the video, rewind, or catch up as you need to. just a super fun, sketchy thing that they're doing. Okay, there we go. Sign your name at the bottom. And that is today's project. I am so excited to do this with you. Um, I hope you're having a wonderful March, and I will see you next week. Bye, friends.